Alright guys, I hope you're all doing well, and welcome to the showdown between the Warriors of Chaos and Beastmen. It's going to be myself coming in with a NURGLE SLAANESH hybrid build, facing off against Subutai on his beloved Beasts, who's going to be coming in with the Doom Bull. Quite a fun character, he does have the stun effect, and is a little bit cheaper than your boy Torox. Now, this is one of my favorite Warriors of Chaos techs, and it can work in a couple of matchups. Any matchups in which you're not dealing with like super elite missile fire, or factions that can, really nuke down those elite units super quickly. Man oh man, I found this build to be pretty menacing. So what it is it's a bunch of units that are very resilient, hit pretty hard, and love to get heals. So you have the Chosen of SLAANESH. These guys have 72 melee defense. They also have physical resist, and they're immune to psychology, so very tough to remove. So you get a couple of these bad boys, and in order to deal with Minotaurs, you're going to be calling in the Giants. So Giants can just go fisticuffs with Minotaurs, really pack a punch, and then you bring in Festus for the healing. So all these like super tanky units, including double Giants with heals, man, it is a lot of fun to play. We're also going to be using Dragon Ogres as well. So that's kind of the epicenter of the strategy, using 3 marks of SLAANESH and 1 mark of NURGLE in this build. Now over here, for your boy Subutai, he's going to be coming in with the Brave Shaman of Traderkin, a bunch of Blackhorns, or just one Blackhorn Ravager, Ungors, and I believe he's going to be going pretty Minotaur heavy. Yeah, we do see Minotaurs with great weapons, which actually in my experience don't do super well against Giants unless they can get like a full surround. He's got the Butchers of Kalkengard as well as Doom Bull. So Doom Bull probably has the brass, I think it's called Barbed Knuckle Boxing. It's so cool. Definitely makes him hit pretty hard, and he does have the Daze effect, which isn't bad. If you're going to be gooning a character, for example, he can lower their speed and melee defense just by tapping them. So yeah, very, very badass character. So let's get this party started. It's going to be a little bit slower out of the gate, so we'll do some fast forwarding. Our army is like very NURGLE style, but using the some of the strengths of SLAANESH as well. So we are going to be moving up on our opponent's home objective, so we're going to be heading to objective 2. Here he uses a bait on me, so he moves in, and even during the game I was like, hey man, don't forget about your shaman. But it was all intentional. So he gets a Traderkin down. Traderkin will do some decent damage against the Chaos Giants, not too much. As far as my spells, I meant to bring Fleshy Abundance and Rancid Visitations, but I accidentally did not bring Fleshy Abundance, which is a huge mistake. But even still, spamming Rancid Visitations is going to be enough. And Traderkin did some okay damage, but that's what's really cool about this build. You can pop the healing elixirs and just kind of stand next to these Giants, and they're going to be back up and healthy in no time. Now we got Raiders coming from all directions. Minotaurs with great weapons being called in, so obviously he's putting some respect on my large units. And honestly, the Minotaurs with great weapons aren't a terrible idea against the Warriors either. They have good enough armor piercing and melee attack that they're able to really get into the Chosen of SLAANESH and do some work as well if they need to. So Raider Fire coming in, pulling the Giants back, and sending the Chosen of SLAANESH up as a bit of a screen to keep all these chaff units off the objective. The Ungor Spearman herds do have the expendable trait, so they're not going to be able to steal it from my Chosen. So the elite of Chaos here, holding pretty well. But Minotaurs with great weapons do move in, and these guys are going to be on their own for quite some time, but they got their Hell Scourges, and honestly, the Beastmen Minotaur units aren't like super heavily armored themselves. So the old Hell Scourges and and low armor piercing units can generally do some good damage. We do also call in Dragon Ogres, kind of the Walmart version of the Bull Centaurs, or I should say the balanced version. Dragon Ogres are not a bad unit, but yeah, they're just balanced, whereas like Bull Centaurs are just like, you can't hit them, they have weird hitboxes, they're undercosted, all sorts of great stuff. Yeah, Chosen here fighting pretty well. The other Chosen taking literally 0 damage basically against these Ungors, and Raider Fire poking in, but they do have silver shields. And it looks like there's going to be a bit of a blob fight here. So Chosen move in, double Giants as well. Butchers of Kalkengard getting a little bit crazy, but now we're going to be using the Forbidden NURGLE tech, which is Rancid Visitations overcasted. And this does a hell of a lot of damage. You can see that these Butchers of Kalkengard really getting melted by the magic of Big Papa NURGLE. So in the backfield, we call in some Chaos Warhounds, trying to catch these overextending Minotaurs and trap them into combat here with the Dragon Ogres. But Subutai does react quick enough, and it looks like he is going to be able to escape here. You do have the home objective on the far side, the Beastmen just holding down objective number 3 with 1 unit of Raiders, as all the Houndos and the Dragon Ogres heavily pursue these Minotaurs, but unfortunately he is able to get away, and I just go for the next best prize, which is the Gorbull. So Gorbull is a good unit for sure against a lot of the pieces I have, but Gorbull does not want to be trapped amongst a bunch of anti-large beatsticks here, right? Because each of these Dragon Ogres hits for 110, so basically 4 of these Dragon Ogre models, of which there's 16, is going to be the same amount of damage that 1 Gorbull puts out. So yeah, a little bit scary here. So we trap him up, we call back the 2 big Giants, and finally I'm happy. I'm like, okay, we got the blob fight we're looking for. We also have some Chaos Warrior Halberds, which I did call in from reserve, so they're going to be moving up to support. And this is where Festus is going to be cackling all the way to the bank, as he provides a ton of cost-effective healing. And the Chaos Giants, now supported by the Halberds, moving in. The Dark Gods cackle, although I guess both sides are for the Dark Gods. And Subutai going for a counterpunch, quite literally, as his Doom Bull does come in and tries to hunt down Festus the Leech Lord, who is dazed from being punched in the face by a giant bull. But I am able to get away, and I believe the bull is going to continue pursuing as the grind does continue here. The grind favors us pretty heavily, though, I would say, with all the healing we do have. And Gorbull does get karate chopped and will most likely be going down from one of the attacks that the Giants will be unleashing in a moment. But Subutai going after Festus, We do call in the Hounds to support, and the Hounds are able to trap up the Doom Bull and mitigate him while his buffs are active. And, Festus he seems like a jolly fellow. If you remember him in the trailer, he's always laughing and stuff. So he laughs and escapes, and now the Doom Bull is going to be running, not wanting to meet the same fate as his cousin Gorble. And he will be pulling back from the double giants. And now we have a very, very scary Death Star going on. We have Chaos Warrior Halberds saturated amongst Minotaurs. We do also have the Dragon Ogres with their anti-large attacks. We've gotten about 1100 value. He does get a nice Traderkin, pretty much hits my entire army here, but with the healing elixirs, we should be able to mitigate that damage, although it will get us closer to our healing caps. That healing on Festus is generally just so cost effective, and look who's still holding. These Chosen of Slaanesh have literally been fighting like a Minotaur unit, Raiders, and like just for so long. Yeah, they haven't gotten a ton of value, but like a normal infantry unit would just have crumbled, right? And then if that unit crumbles, this whole pocket of troopers is going to be just pushing balls deep towards objective number 1 and helping in this fight. So the Chosen of Slaanesh have just been holding all day, and man, they're just one of my favorite units to use. I just love how durable they are, the fact that they're immune to psychology. So Butchers of Kalkengard, which are a unit that does cause terror, can't terror route them, just MLG stuff. Now, Rancid Visitation's quite a good spell here. I definitely slept on it for a long time, but we do overcast it on top of the Bray Shaman, attack with some Hounds, and then suddenly we get a really cost-effective goon, right? So the Bray Shaman goes down, my opponent's going to be without magic, which is one of the best tools they have, and the big heals are going down. So the Giant's HP is going to be going up, Dragon Ogre's healing, Halberd's healing, Chosen of Slaanesh are healing also and have a very good model count, so we're up by about 3,000 value right now after some of those trades, and it's probably more like 5,000 value if you take into account all of the healing that we do have active. It's going to be a big advantage. So using that points advantage, we grab a couple Marauders on the far side. So we got 2 Marauders here as well as another one, and we are going to be taking objective number 3 with relative ease, considering that the Beastmen were allocating all their resources right here, and Festus is going to be moving up to the high ground, trying to grab objective number 2 here. And man, I've been having so much fun playing Warriors of Chaos. I know their tournament win rate is kind of low right now, but I feel like a lot of that is in the previous season, people didn't really play them like as they were designed to be played. They were just kind of abusing broken units like the Hellstriders and Horsemen and things like that. But I feel like there's so much unexplored stuff with the Warriors of Chaos, and they have so many tricks and combos. Like, yeah, this build worked quite well against the Beastmen, but it's one of many builds that could work. A lot of factions can't say that. They would just have like 1 or 2 defined meta builds that would work there, right? But here, you could go Archeon, you could go with Tzeentch Halberds if you want to, you could do so much crazy stuff. You could go very high mobility using Slaanesh Cavalry. There's just so much you could do. So many different characters. You go Valkia, like just call Valkia out and like have some sort of a caster with Valkia. So you have like Khorne units with healing. Dude, it's such a fun roster. And it's what Warriors of Chaos like always should have been. It's such a shame that when they launched for so long, they were just so stupidly focused on 2 OP units. But yeah, I do feel like Warriors of Chaos, if good players start picking them up again, I think their win rate could easily climb back up to like 40, 50, 60. I would say like around 50%. I think they're a solid faction. Granted, Chaos Dwarves are really skewing a lot of things right now because Chaos Dwarves heavily punish like rush factions. So I think like a lot of the Chaos factions are kind of struggling with Chaos Dwarves, which have since been, I banned them in my tournaments. They're just stupid. Granted, I'm sure there will be a patch soon fixing them. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that one and that rant as well. Chosen of Slaanesh, an awesome unit with healing. Festus did well. Giants, just anchored it. Not a ton of value on those, but they were able to grind and get that healing. Dragon Ogres banged for themselves at about 1,600. For the Beastmen army, I think the big deciding factor was Gorble getting surrounded. I think you needed the Gorble to drag down some of the bigger threats, and he kind of got isolated and karate chopped in the backfield pretty hard. And yeah, I found that Minotaurs don't do super well against Giants. So yeah, little tech thing there for you guys. GG, well played. See you guys next time. Take care of yourselves, and we will see you all on the other side.